And we are live. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I'm so excited you're here. We have an awesome live Q&A prepared for you. Mandy is going to be asking Chino and Mercedes a bunch of questions about a recent deal that they just closed so that you can see this is the real deal and how the power of the communities like Sub2, Gator, and Top Tier TC all come together to get these deals to the finish line. So, without further ado, I will let Mandy take it off, but I am also going to be moderating this live. So if you have any questions, please drop that in the comments section for either Chino, Mandy, or Mercedes if you have any questions about these deals or real estate in general. I'll be hanging back, but go ahead and take it away, Mandy.
Thanks, Alex. What's up, Chino? Mercedes, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Good.
Great seeing you. Great
Oh,
seeing you.
I was so excited to see that we got to do this chat together.
I know, right? I was like, is this the same Mandy that I met in Montana? I was like, yes.
There's only one Mandy. Absolutely. So you're coming in from Vegas. Mercedes, where are you coming in from?
New York.
Okay, and I'm Florida, so we're kind of touching all the coastlines again. I wonder if they do that on purpose, because it seems like a lot of our interviews are staggered all across the country, which is pretty great. So is the deal we're talking about, did you guys do a deal together?
No, we did not. Not yet.
Not yet. I like that.
Hopefully the next time.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about you guys. Where, obviously, we know where you're coming in from, but what communities are you in?
Ladies first, Mercedes.
Okay, all right. So I'm Mercedes Bell, and I am currently in Sub2 and Top Tier TC, and I love both of those. They're fantastic. And so outside of this, I ended up coming into the community after, following Pace on Bigger Pockets episode and discovering, all the fantastic things that he's doing. He mentioned his favorite part is no cash, credit, and credentials. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I think I could do that too. But on my day-to-day job, I'm a materials process technician. And so I also, of course, am a landlord or home solution specialist, as I like to call myself, and a fix and flipper or residential optimization analyst. Why do I give myself those wonderful names? Because I feel like I'm more than just those, the basic terms. I like to be a little bit more extreme.
Yeah, it's definitely a specialty. Man, you're in all the things.
I'm trying to, and I'm hoping that we're able to do a deal in the future.
I don't sleep, which is great because I don't think any of us do. Yeah. And then Chino, obviously he's representing.
That's right. It's up to. Hey guys, my name is Chino Monte. I'm right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I started in Pace Community because I found him on YouTube. So immediately joined Gator. A month later, I joined Sub2. But bringing it back to Gator, one of the OGs there, we did not even have a Facebook page when we started. That's how old I am. And then a month later, I joined Sub2 as my anniversary gift as a realtor. So that was my 1 year anniversary gift. And then I'm also in Owners Club.
All the things. Yeah. So I'm in Owners, Gator, TC, and Sub2 also. So we all have similar. You just can't get enough. You get one, you need the other, you need the other. Super cool. All right, well, let's talk the juicy stuff. Are we doing ladies first again?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Spill the beans.
Okay, so again, Mercedes, and I'm from New York. And so this deal in particular ended up coming to me by my real estate agent friend, and he's also an investor. And so prior to this, I will say that I did have long-term rentals, and I was actually house hacking for a period of time with midterm rentals. I had traveling nurses staying with me. So I was like already, exploring different opportunities, but I knew that I wanted to scale. And so I, of course, the community that I live in, I actually discovered that the percentage, ours specifically, the county, is about double the amount of the poverty rate, is actually double the amount of the state average. And then the child poverty rate is actually more than the state and national average. So I was like, my community definitely needs my help. So I took it upon myself to, again, reach out to my agent and explain what I was hoping to accomplish. And he brought it to me. And of course, you also have to do your due diligence. So I had to make sure I did my underwriting. And once everything looked good on my end, I definitely overanalyzed things again. As a materials process technician in my day job, I was like, wait, these numbers have to make sense before I actually do it. It did. And so then, of course, the next thing is, how am I going to fund it? So after I did initially go the traditional route for it, it was going to be hard money and then try to acquire like a private money lender to help with like the down payments, and then use credits line of credit to do the renovation. And after exploring all of those different opportunities, I just knew that the high fees and the restriction just weren't working out properly. So I was like, okay, I got to be creative about this. And again, Pace says he can do deals without cash, credit, or credentials. So I was like, let me try. And so I had to eventually reach out to different connectors to see if someone would be able to assist me. I reached out to about 50 to 60 connectors before I found one who was able to assist me. But every day it's just because whenever I'd say, where they ask me, where am I investing? And I'd say New York. And then anybody's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, is it a forbidden state, or what is happening? What am I missing? But, it's a little bit smaller area. So everybody's like, I'm, have a different buy box. And I was like, okay with that. But I finally, found someone who also, shared my vision after explaining it. But I will say there was one piece in particular that definitely helped me for sure with being able to secure the funding. And that is my investor's passport, which pretty much is, in a way, is like a pitch deck. It essentially highlighted everything that I was saying, like to show that I was a credible borrower, because this was my first fix and flip project. Again, I was an investor already, but they were like, hey, you're still new to this. But that definitely is something that was worth investment. And I, again, shared that. And so shout out to my connectors who I have mentioned on my Facebook post and also into the group. So I won't mention their names just in case they don't want me to say it here. But I did, after I secured the funding, I thought everything was ready. I was like, okay, good. Not exactly. I ended up, once I got to the closing table, there was a previous deal that I had done, but before it was actually finalized, the paperwork was actually on my retired attorney's desk. And I was like, okay. And they're like, hey, before we actually can close on this, you need to have this secured. So it took about a few weeks, but once we did it, it was great from there. And then now to this present moment, I do have the property listed. So I'm hoping to share some great news as to what the actual turnout would be. But a portion of the proceeds, why I do this, will actually be donated to helping foster youth. Whenever I do anything, it's I got to give back. So right now it actually is Foster Care Awareness Month. And so I just know that that's one of my passions, because everyone, of course, needs a home. And again, I see those that are around me need that encouragement to thrive. And I want to be the reason that they want to be the best versions of themselves.
With a purpose. I absolutely love that so much. And I know Chino does too. He's very big on that. Amazing. Super exciting. So what is your expected profit and return that you think you're going to get on this?
That is a great question, but I'm not 100% sure. But I will say I did have, of course, private money lenders and connectors. So I provided my private money lender with up to 25% ROI that they gave me. And then for my connectors, it was about, I think maybe 6,000. So total for the 3 of them. So they made the money, and they were paid back, and I just feel accomplished with that. For me, again, you'll just have to stay connected to see how well I do and how big of an impact I'm able to make. So
well, Mercedes has her handle there too, so you all can follow her _ Mercedes Bell. That's awesome. Yes, it's way more fun when other people are involved and you can share the wins and everybody's bringing value and everybody's getting paid, and then you're also providing charity work. What a win.
Yes, no, there's so much. I mean, obviously there's a lot more to this, and there's like a long list of names that I have to there's so many, because I reached out to pretty much anybody that was in the community. I was like, just making connections to, and I'm like, well, you have this product, I can use that. I feel like I built like the perfect Sunday, because I was like, okay, well, in order for me to make this work, I got to add this, I got to put this in order for it to work out. But it all did great, and I'm just thankful for everybody in the community. I think I have at least 10 names that come to mind that I reached out to make this deal happen.
Amazing. And that right there is pure credibility of why we are all successful, is because we lean on each other and we all help each other accomplish goals.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, congrats. Is there anything else you want to share on that one?
I will just say that for those who may be just getting started, be patient. Definitely network with others, learn from others. There are wonderful, amazing members who want to help you succeed and be successful. Your deal might not be perfect, but you take the steps forward to being the best version of yourself. And I actually have something that I call the library of opportunities on my page, where I'm just connecting with so many wonderful individuals, and I just share everything that may able to help them be, again, the best versions of themselves. So if you're connected with me, you'll see me post quite often, because I'm just like, hey, I just want to highlight everything amazing that everybody's doing. And Chino, obviously, for sure. I'm very sad, actually, because I was just in Vegas and I was hoping we get connected. So next time.
There will be a next time.
Yes.
Awesome. If people want to work with you, what are you looking for, and how can they get a hold of you?
Well, I was going to say, if they just want to work with me, just honestly, just reach out. I just want to get to know. I'm not one to just jump right in. That's something I will just say, because I want to make sure that I position to add value to you. And I found personally for myself, again, I know this, that if I rush into things, then honestly, it just might cause too many errors. So again, if anybody wants to reach out to me, obviously my IG is currently on the screen, but if you find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, just look for Mercedes Bell. You can't miss it, and I'll definitely connect with you.
Woohoo! All right, looking forward to it. You're going to have a ton of friends after this.
Oh, I love friends.
All right, Chino, I hear you got some juicy stuff to spill too.
Well, it depends which property.
What deal are we talking about? I know you're a player and have a lot of things going on.
Yeah, so actually I had to reach out to my assistant, Amanda. Shout out to her. I was like, which deal is this again? Because I don't remember. But she texted me right away. It is actually for 2 deals. Both are which serving homeless veterans. So one in particular, we're actually going to utilize to do our first pool party for our, but it's not your kind of pool party. It's just for the people that we house, right? So all the partners are more than welcome to join, right? We have few partners outside of Nevada. Shout out to Michael Kim, he's in Oregon. Shout out to Tiger, he's in California. Anthony, he's also in California. So they know they're more than welcome to join anytime, whenever we have a family gathering. So that is actually one of the services that we provide, right? Which is family gathering, family outings, right? So how we house our people is through family culture, right? We all know that we all do creative finance here, right? That's why we're all here, because of Pace. Right? Shout out to Pace and Laura. We acquire properties through creative finance, mainly subject to, do we do seller finance? 1,000%, as well as hybrid, right? And But when we hold our properties and we place the less fortunate in there, that's when the magic happens. Because it is not your typical shared housing. It is a family culture base, right? So to a point where like, we take our veterans in, like today, like I had another assessment through text and I told them like, I apologize, can I get to you right now because I have like a ton of things that I need to get to. But I already forwarded the message to the team, right? By the way, they're here on the chat. There's there's Mel and there's Sylvia. They're all there. So the way we acquire these properties through creative finance, like I said, when the magic happens through family culture is what matters the most to us, right? There's shared housing, which are like it's being implemented nationwide, right? Because of base, co-living is booming, right? What we do is we legit give people another chance because it is something that holds, dear to my heart, right? And bringing the team together, it was crucial. It was a crucial part of the movement, right? I had to first see if they're the right people to work with. That we're not just in this, for the profit. Purpose always comes first, right? Profit always follows. When you're hyper focused on that, there's no need to worry about anything else, right? However, because of what's been going on lately, with our government, like there's not enough fundings, right? Or they're being on hold. We have to pivot. So now we have teamed up with medical professionals to help out because we have yet to receive a single penny, from grants whatsoever. Everything that we've done, whatever we make, right, we pay our bills. Just like what I said on the podcast that I did for Pace with Justin Timanowski, shout out to him. Whatever we make, the extra stuff, we put it right back into the movement, right? We acquire properties, we pay for the arrears, right? If anyone is new here, arrears means these are the funds that need to be paid prior to close of escrow because the property or the owner was going through pre-foreclosure. That's what that means, right? We also acquire properties that don't have any arrears, right? We've had properties that were given to us, right? Because they know about the movement. I'm like, we love what you guys are doing. Here's the keys. Go ahead and house more homeless veterans. I'm like, thank you. So I want to touch base on what Mercedes spoke of, which was the youth, right? So Mercedes, I created this thing called the 4 stages of housing. Stage 1 is actually for the young adults, right? Because 80% of the homelessness population comes from foster care, unfortunately, okay? If you would like to join forces and you take over stage 1, I'd be more than happy to show you my blueprint.
Yes, absolutely. Like this is like a dream come true. I don't know like what prayer I said, but I'm so thankful, grateful, and blessed. But yes, absolutely.
Perfect. We also have a partnership with 2 other subject students in New York. Can't say the names yet, right? Because they're working in the shadows and they're also serving the less fortunate.
Yes, I am here for this.
This is pure magic that's happening right here.
Again, I'm so like grateful for this. Like this is what I was hoping would happen, and it's coming true. So I must have again said the right prayer. So yes, of course I already knew this, but yes.
Feels like a proposal.
Right? On the spot. No, so I'm very intentional, whenever I meet people. I pay attention to the things that they want to achieve as well as their superpowers, right? So obviously, your heart resides into helping young, kids that are in foster care, right? Trying to, help them before they become homeless. Because a lot of times, I don't know if you follow me on social media, right? My social media handle is Chino Monte, both on Instagram and Facebook. And you'll see a teddy bear post, right? that teddy bear pose, it's a double-edged sword. It's the significance of a teddy bear. How well do you know about stuffed toys, Mercedes, that are given to foster kids?
So you said teddy bears?
Yeah, teddy bear stuffed toys.
So at least I know the group that I'm in actually currently outside of this, I'm collecting items to donate to foster youth. And so we collect backpacks every year to give to them because they often are just given a trash bag to collect their belongings when they're removed from unsafe spaces. But I know for a while they weren't collecting stuffed animals again, only because of COVID. So I'm not sure. At the moment, after I was talking to them, they said that they wouldn't. But is there a space that just kept giving like comfort with the stuffed animals?
That is correct. So the idea of giving foster kids stuffed toys, right, like when they go to family court, is to give them comfort, right? However, over time, it's created a double-edged sword. It is a comfort as well as a reminder that no family wanted them. So each time they go to family court, they have to carry that trash bag, that black trash bag full of teddy bears, full of stuffed toys.
Goodness.
It's a dark cloud.
So
It's just
having that part of the movement, the whole stage one of housing is crucial, for the mission, for the movement, right? Because we're trying to eradicate homelessness nationwide. Where do we begin? From the young ones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give them empower and let them know that they can achieve the dreams and they don't have to continue that pattern for their next 50, 60 years. And they can make a difference because someone believed in them.
That's right.
Like you guys.
Exactly.
So the two deals that the team, successfully handled, right? Shout out to Michael Kim. Michael Kim will always be our his main role is to keep the visionary safe, right? I don't know if you guys noticed. I think I'm a visionary.
Same.
He's always is the one in the team like, okay, what if this, what if that, right? So me as a visionary of the company, I have to create the solutions, right? Or the loopholes, find the loopholes so that everyone is, practically safe, right? Now, these two deals, both of them came from pre-foreclosure, right? And they reached out because of my social media. Shout out to Pace, because it was Pace that actually challenged me about 2 years ago. Bro, talk about what you do on social media. And I told him man, I really don't want that because I've been doing this for quite some time now. I didn't need social media. And then he goes, you are robbing yourself in your future growth. And you are not helping as many people as you would like if you're not doing social media. And I'm like, man, this guy's giving me homework. I'm like, okay, I'll take top on it. But, if I didn't do that, the whole Tai Chi team would have never been born, right? It would have never been created, right? Shout out to Tiger, because we created Tai Chi team. It started as a wholesale team, and it was very intentional. A wholesale team, but we were looking at people who are joining us, right? It was about over 50 newbies, both in the community and outside the community that we took in. We trained them. We taught them everything that we know, how to lock up deals, cash, as well as creative finance. However, the whole intention of it was to find the right people to work with us and to take with us, right? Not just in wholesale, but as well as own property with us. In less than 6 months, I kid you not, there was only one person left out of over 50. Yeah. That person's name is Abe Orozco. He's right there in the chat. He was the only one left. So we made Abe a partner who now owns multiple properties with us.
Yes.
Working and serving side by side with us, serving the less fortunate, both civilians and especially veterans. these two properties we own these two properties with eight, right? Primarily focused on veterans. The first one, the 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with a pool, that one right there is an independent living home. It is stage 2 of the 4 stages of housing, right? We have a veteran there that also got helped with his credit repair, right? Shout out to our boy, Robert Alex Ruiz, our name that he goes by in his social media. He's also a veteran. So we brought him in as one of our partners to help our veterans, especially when their credit is not that great because of things happened in the past. So he's been helping us with that, right? He's forefronting it. So now we have a family member there. By the way, we call him family member. We do not call our people tenants. We do not call our people patients. We do not call our people clients or renters. These are our family members. So a family member who's a veteran in that house is actually graduating our program and is moving on to stage 3. Stage 3 is affordable housing. It is when a housing voucher is being utilized, right? Such as HUD-VASH, Section 8, that or any subsidy local housing voucher from any organizations, right? Later on, once he has more income, he wants to do stage 4, which is how we started this journey, through lease option. Again, shout out to Base, right? Lease option, to anyone here who's watching who's not familiar with lease option, it is when you lease a property, you sign a contract, you are now the tenant, but you have the first right of refusal, right? And you also have to buy it if you want to, but you have to get qualified through a regular bank, right? And this is our pitch to our people, right? If you want, right, get qualified. Now your credit score up. Shout out to Alex. And then let's figure out exactly what down payment is. Well, if you're a veteran and you have never used your entitlement, well, you're entitled to 0 down and 0 closing costs, right? So it's a great deal. So they're excited, he's excited doing that. And then he goes, well, Chino, what if I can't qualify? I was like, man, if only we could do seller finance for you. And he goes, how do you do that? I'm like, bro, we, the partners, become the bank. And we'll finance you the property. So now he's moving out, I think, on the end of the month. I'm not too sure. Abe, you can hear me. Could you please comment in the chat? It might be this end of the month. And then he's going to, save some money up. And then we're going to go through stage 4 of housing soon.
That's so amazing. What a great step and opportunity from start to finish.
Yeah, that's just one property. The other property is different.
So cool.
So the other property that we have, actually, it is our assisted living. Primarily focused, obviously, for our veterans, right? It's about 10 minutes away from the VA hospital here in Las Vegas. It's a year built 2022 or 2021, one of the two, right? It's fairly new, right? 4-bedroom, 2.5 bathrooms. It's very, it's a wide house and it's got an RV park on the side. We took that over subject to, right, from a veteran that was given up. And then luckily, he reached out to another veteran who knew about me. And they're like, hey, I know a guy that can help you out. That way you don't have to have a foreclosure in your record. So we met for the first time and I closed him on the spot, him and his wife. They signed a contract on the spot. And that property right there is being operated by none other Mal eBay. He is actually in the side chat. Mal, where you at, bro? Anyways, so Mel is hyper focused on helping our homeless veterans, especially when they need assistance. Because of the things that are happening, with the fundings, like a lot of our veterans are not receiving the funds that they need. I'm not too sure about that, right? Because there's some, they're putting on hold somehow. So what we're doing is we have become an affiliate of medical professionals, right, who are in this movement that want to make a difference. So like a home health, it's a privately owned company, wound care agency, as well as hospice agency, and as well as I think PCA companies as well, right? Personal care assistants. So now all of these medical agencies have sworn, basically we did a handshake deal. Like, hey, we're gonna serve more homeless veterans. We need your help. It's like somebody has to somebody has to treat them, right? Medically. They're like, we'll treat them. And then they're like, where are they at? I'm like, they're homeless. Oh, well, Chino, we can't perform our medical services if they're homeless. I'm like, well, if I can find somebody who has multiple properties to house them, would you be open to sponsoring their bed space? And they all said yes. I'm like, great. I turned around and I said, hi, nice to meet you. So now we're working with them, and now they're, like they're sponsoring their bed space.
That's amazing. What a great connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my kid's graduating tonight, so she came in here. That is so neat. The empower that both of you guys have to make a difference in the community and really serve the people. Like you said, purpose first.
That's right. Always.
Yes. Always.
Really setting a tone. And I am so excited about your guys' new relationship and how much further this is going to go. And Chino's really good about documenting, so I know that you're going to be following suit with that too. And
I have to now.
Taken over. So, Chino,
Yes.
if people want to work with you, are you just in the Vegas market for your servants? Are you looking for single families? Like, what can people bring you, and how can they get involved with your mission?
Okay, so about almost a month ago, maybe 3 weeks, I announced it to the team. I said, we are branching out this year. Right. I know in my podcast with Justin Tumanowski, we were working in Atlanta market, right? That's being on hold again because of the funds, right? Because it's based on grants. That was for our female homeless veterans, right? So we're just waiting, for those funds to get released, and then we can move forward, right? I announced it to the team that we're branching out to Oregon. We're moving to Oregon. We're actually branching out first to blue states. Reason being is because of insurance, right? Because of the relationships that we now have with medical professionals and medical agencies, they also want to get involved. So it's a lot easier for us to branch out to the ones that are heavy focus on Medicaid. Mm-hmm. So Oregon, especially because we have our business partner there, Michael Kim. Yeah, so everyone knows Michael Kim. He is a killer when it comes to transactions, right? Don't ever call him transaction coordinator, because he is not. When I first met Michael Kim, I immediately put his name in as high level TC. I didn't know what the proper term was. It's actually a high level operator. The way he thinks is just very different, right? And of all the TCs that I've worked with, right now, not knocking down on any TCs, because I have a lot of friends that are TCs in the community, but Michael Kim has only been the only person that could challenge my strategic brain. And he's the reason why, we're able to create like Chino Burrito and Chino Churro, and now there's a Chino Horchata, like all these strategies, I've gone over with him, right? It's okay, how can we help more people, right? In the real estate aspect of it, right? Both the sellers and the buyers. And also now the lenders. So how do we protect all three parties? So if it wasn't for Michael Kim, then those things would have never happened. So shout out to Michael Kim.
Woo woo.
Dang, your strategies, they're making me kind of hungry, Chino.
I know, I was like a burrito. Topped with a churro.
But all jokes aside, I feel like, Chino, both you and Mercedes are exemplifying the power of like connection and community. It was just magical to see the both of you talk about your deals and how you're able to help each other. Honestly, I feel like Taya, she was up to something by scheduling the both of y'all out. Mandy knew it. She called it out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Taya.
Yes.
Yeah, big shout out to Taya. So for those of you that are watching right now and you don't know who Taya Goodwin is, you should definitely get to know her because she is the person that organizes all of this. She organizes all of the episodes of the Get Creative podcast and makes sure that we have people going on there every Tuesday and Thursday. And so I kind of help her out with that a little bit. But she actually reaches out to people and has people emailing her if they want to get on the Get Creative podcast. So if you don't already know, Chino had his own episode of the Get Creative podcast today. It released at 9 a.m. this morning, and Mercedes had hers on Tuesday. So if you haven't listened to their full podcast episode, you should definitely do that. I'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat as well. And then if you're interested, like let's say you're a part of Sub 2 or Gator, or maybe you're a part of Top Tier TC and you would like to talk about a recent deal that you're a part of, please reach out to Taya at pacemorby.com and get your opportunity to get featured so that you can be like Chino and Mercedes and help other people in your community. It's all very exciting.
Alex, can I give a shout out to the other partners? I'm gonna do
of course. Right. Yes, it's shout out time, y'all.
So shout out to Shane Ward and Sorrel Ward, right? They're married, and Shane is in charge of our sober living home, all male sober living home, and Sorrel is in charge for all female sober living home, which I was there while the podcast was getting released today. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That is awesome. Chino, I don't think that there is an end to your list of people that you can shout out. It sounds like you're just so well connected. It's amazing. Cool. So if you're watching today and you're not already a part of the community and you finally want to take that step forward of like getting around the right people, Pace, I know he was shouted out a couple of times during this Q&A live, but Pace is essentially like the father of creative finance.
That's
and
right.
He very, very generous, and he will stop everything that he's doing to host these trainings. And he's actually doing a training tonight, 4:00 AZ time. So you might have to help me out with the time zone changes if you're in a different part of the country. But yeah, he is doing a full training for y'all. And it's so valuable, y'all. If you're able to get to that training and kind of learn about what started everything, it's so cool.
We'll be there. Oh, there's our so guys, it's not just housing that we're doing in our ecosystem, right? This is actually intentional, the way we spell it. We own the domain. It's called ecosystem because it's always about them. It's never about you, right? It's never about us. Guess who taught me that? Pace Morgan. Yeah, so Pace, like it's like I'm all about Pace, right? Like every time, like wherever I go, I'm wearing his gear, I'm wearing his brand. So when he told me about like, okay, so what you're doing is actually legit helping people out, I'm like, yeah, there's no other way for me, right? And he goes, don't ever lose that sight. And then it's because it's always about them. It's never about you. Right? And that's why the whole ecosystem, was born. And then part of that ecosystem is actually giving them jobs. So we now have our job training, job coaching, right? Resume building, which both are being done by our business partner, Mel, eBay. And then job placement is a separate company, right? It's an affiliate company that is owned and being run by Shelly Fang, who is in the chat right now. Also, part of the community in Gator. So everyone that we work with, they're all in the community.
Fabulous. We love to hear it. And I love how much y'all are not only lifting each other up, but like lifting people up that need it the most. It's such a noble cause. And, you're doing the thing. So amazing.
Thank you.
Sweet. So before I let everybody go, does anybody have any final closing thoughts that maybe you would want one of our viewers to hear today?
Mercedes, you want to go first?
Really quick, I just want to thank my parents. I can't forget to thank them. Sorry, but other than that, I just say just know something that I say through any times is you always have the resources and support to overcome anything that you may be going through. So just know that. That's one thing I'll just say. So you're going to be amazing. Everybody's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to all the greatness that we're going to accomplish together.
Okay, so I'm going to give a shout out to our sub 2 rock, right? The person that actually is the person that Pace leans on. Her name is Laura Morby, a very important individual in our community. Because if it wasn't for him, making that whole, that house a home, you know what I mean, and then producing all of Pace's babies, I'm looking forward to them having 12 kids, right? And I want to follow those footsteps. So shout out to Laura Morby. Thank you so much, for being that rock for all of us, not just for Pace.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Well, maybe, who knows? You might even get a chance to see her tonight at Paces Live, because I know he does a lot of them in his house. So definitely show up there. But I do want to let everybody know that this is actually our last Q&A live that we're doing. We're putting it on pause for a little bit. So make sure that you're still staying tuned in with the Get Creative podcast. And hopefully sometime soon, we'll be able to bring these back. But for the time being, you can catch us on the Get Creative podcast, okay?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. So fun chatting with you guys. I can't wait to follow the mission.
Yes. Please do.
We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys.